in.
We're in.
Feel a little short, but we're all good.
I feel a little short, but we're all good.
Yeah, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
My name is Hove.
Nice to meet you, Hove.
H to the is O.
And we got you go by anything you want here, dog. You can just make up something.
I think I just go by Josh.
All right, we got Josh. It's not his real name. SugaShep.
Don't Google that.
Don't Google that.
You're not gonna find
And we're in it. Today's topic: acid and dolphins.
Love them both.
It's a real thing. Who wants to start it off?
Okay. So I don't know anything about how those two things are related.
So there was a scientist. She basically took a funnel, stuck it in the dolphin's head, poured acid in it, and cost the government millions, cost us millions. We wanted.
There was actually no point to doing this. They just thought it would be really cool if they tried it.
Yeah, they wanted to see what would happen.
It all started with an idea.
And the dolphin ended up getting really sad.
The dolphin, it died, right?
Yeah, he died.
What was the point of the program? Like, why would the government do this?
Yeah, what were
They were trying to get the dolphins, they were going to strap bombs to them and have them go blow up enemy submarines in like the 40s, 50s.
And they refused to do it.
And the dolphins
Well,
were
before
we
they
need to
discovered
get
acid.
fed. Yeah, they said, well, let's give them something. The dolphin's like, I need something. I want to, I want to feel like I'm important. And they said, well, give them a bunch of acid. That'll do it. That'll do the
Give him
trick.
some self-worth.
So he takes acid, and then he's liking it. He's going and he's doing his job.
Oh, by what metric? How do you know he's like
Well, because he was like, they put this stuff on him, and then he would have to like swim 100 yards with his
One of
nose
those.
touch a button, simulating like he blew up the boat, and he'd come back and forth. He'd do it like 10 times a day.
Even orchestrating that part.
But why acid? Why do they have to be acid?
Well, it could have been anything, but they
Just happened to be acid.
They could have
We're the CIA.
Come on, Josh.
poured shit in his blood.
They don't mess around.
I tried coke, they tried all these different drugs.
I'm not gonna
He took a liking to the acid. The LSD did something to him.
Yeah.
But then they realized, dolphins get a little bit like turned on, like horny, Like he's like, I need a girl dolphin in here.
Yeah.
And somehow this crazy lady scientist had this thing hooked up to her. She could communicate with it. So he's telling her this. He's like, I need a woman,
You're right.
And she's like, we'll get a female dolphin, don't worry. He's like, no, like.
So, go back a little bit. What did they hook up to it so they knew?
She created this device to communicate with dolphins.
And
To
we're taking
echo-
her word for it? Or we could all understand.
This is something that we could read on the CIA. This is CIA, the files.
This part's redacted.
I didn't get all the deets. I didn't.
You could just see the cables and the
Yeah, he had like a helmet type thing strapped to his head
what's cords.
with cords and
He said he's mostly horny.
He said he's like I'm lonely and I'm wanting a lady.
Yeah.
I want a female dolphin. And so they tried that and it's like it wasn't enough. So this crazy scientist doctor, she decided, you know what?
I'll take one for the team.
I'll be the lady dolphin. She put on.
I am a
flippers.
scientist by then.
She put on flippers and the whole thing.
Was that for aesthetics or?
Just to make him, feel a little bit more comfortable.
Foreplay.
Well, the next thing you know, let's
possibly.
just fast forward to like
Yeah,
two years later.
Let's just mull over all this shit that doesn't.
The
fucking make
scientists are
sense.
now all on acid.
We still haven't successfully got it.
Millions and millions are dumped into
Yeah.
this program. Submarines are sunk. Commanders come in there pissed.
We're running out of
2
torpedoes.
years later, critical spot in the middle of the war.
All the
Nobody's checked
scientists
in on
are
this
just
project
messed
at all.
up.
It's
And
kind of
they're
like
like, lots of paperwork. And the commander walks in there and he's like, what the hell's going on? Shut this shit down.
How long has this been going?
Really?
2 years.
Who's in charge around here? And he sees the woman scientist. She's dressed up like a dolphin. She's in the
Sure.
water with him.
It's like, how's the torpedoes coming?
The
We're running out on the
scientists
first
are trying to stop him. Don't shoot him. She's like, please, he's my husband. married to this dolphin. And he's like, this shit can never come out. The government, like the United States people, they cannot ever know about
They
this.
kept it a secret for
As long as they
Like, if
could.
this comes out, it's gonna ruin us.
So let me ask you this.
Shep, how'd you get your hands on this file?
Yeah,
Looked it up.
when you woke up, did you just
CIA.
write this all down? Or?
This was on the CIA website.
No, now it's just on their main page.
It's like thousands of pages long, and this was just one little article. By the way, we did something called like Operation Dolphin Acid, something like that.
Yeah, it's a code name.
It was like
Give the
one
dolphins
little,
a bunch
one
of
little
acid,
page
have
out
them just-
of like thousands of pages, like one little article, like, yeah, this happened. Okay, next.
Just
They didn't really want to.
precursor to what is it?
MK
MK Ultra.
A lot of that. It was using a lot of acid back then.
This is actually how we got MK Ultra.
It's like, yeah, we just basically tried acid on
It
everything.
started with
The dolphin
dolphins
Yeah.
and acid.
They actually had the dolphin project long ago. They're like, well, hold on, let's try that.
Jacking up dolphins for 2 years. Then we came
Yeah,
up
the
with
lady,
that.
the scientist, she was like,
Hey, zero over that.
they figured out three things. The dolphins like to have sex for pleasure.
Obviously,
The
yeah.
dolphins,
Will not blow up somewhere.
they
No interest in
After
war.
giving them acid.
they like acid, and then third
They're
is
somewhat pacifists after the acid.
so like once the dolphin would come down, and we're talking gallons. We're talking like not just that water bottle, not just a little bit of acid. It was a lot of
We
acid.
dissolved several dolphins in the process.
I mean, it literally just turned into cartilage or whatever. I don't think they have bones like sharks.
Pickled them.
Just liquefied. But at the end of the deal, the dolphin got depressed, so he sunk to the bottom of the pool and he just like wouldn't come up. And they're like, "Come on, Flipper, please come back up, get air." And he was like, "No,
That's how I get some
why?
more puss.
Pussy and more acid."
Pull my wife out of jail. Stop giving her the acid. We'll talk.
Asshead. Yeah, anyways.
All right, so let's assume all of this really could.
It's also how we ended up with the second game, Echo.
Echo's dolphin.
Long story short, you've all seen the outcome,
Yeah.
whether you realize it or
It's
not.
actually a game based on real
He
CIA.
was looking for his
They
wife.
didn't want to tell us. They
Yeah.
wanted to tell us.
They'll like let you know within like there's truth in the fiction, however they say it. They put the truth out there in the
Yeah,
like the Simpsons, they predict all that stuff.
yeah, there's a little bit of truth in all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because dolphins are real.
It's like they say that was like a documentary.
The CIA is real, dolphins are real. There's a little bit of truth in this story.
It's a partially true story.
Words, are real.
You've heard of torpedoes, right? I'm not making this up.
Submarines.
Yeah, people talk to monkeys.
Needless to say, the dolphins were like, we're not gonna like commit suicide on that aspect, but
Yeah,
like
you
if
have
we
to
get depressed, we'll commit
Agree to
suicide.
any part of this. Like, we'll do the acid,
They
we'll
were
do
like,
some science.
It's like sign right here, and he's
but
like,
yeah,
I
count me
can't.
out on the
He's
torpedo.
like, make me an impingible hand first because I just got this flipper. I can't do shit.
I tried to sign a contract, but it's just smudge.
Like, all right, well, we're just gonna agree to agree. You go on in and do your job.
Yeah, we're not signing this deal. Let's do it.
He's like, high five, yeah.
How many dolphins were involved or part of this
I think
program?
there was a total of like 8 or 9 dolphins.
8 or 9 dolphins.
Because they kept bringing them in, and a lot of them just were, they just did, this one out of all of them had something different. He was like, yeah, he was a little overachiever. He kind of wanted to like prove he can do this stuff, but at a cost. He was like, I need gallons of acid. I need a
Pleasing dolphins is not
I need that.
Yeah, I'll do your fucking mission.
Like, I need that
I want the
scientist
blonde and I want the acid.
take the lab coat off. She's got to come in here without anything on every day.
You know what? Put some fins on it.
Yeah, put some flippers on her. Make her make that sound the dolphins make.
Yeah.
And he's like, we're good to go.
She's the only one here who's ever listened to me.
In 10 days,
I know what he wants.
he did 10 successful missions. He swam back and forth 10
He's a
times.
decorated veteran.
They pinned these medals to him.
17 successful torpedoes.
He's like, the vest is a little heavy, And she's like, well, here, have more acid.
But the whole what was it? He wasn't going to do it without any incentive, though, right?
That one particular one, no. But as soon as they
And
gave
this
him
is
the
like they
incentive,
determined this because he can talk.
yeah,
But they can
he
talk to
can,
each other. They can communicate with.
Yeah, with like
Right.
like rebounds. What is it? Like
Echolocation.
echolocation. They figured out a way to we could decipher what he's kind of saying. It's
In
the
the
40s.
40s.
They didn't have the greatest technology.
We're taking this woman's word for it.
She was a wacko.
She created the technology to speak to them. Was the only one
The
to do
woman's
it.
the wife.
Yeah,
She's
I
the
mean,
woman
not women, but
doctor.
not particular
Yeah, we
lady.
looked at the picture.
Scientists.
There's a lot of
Scientists.
acid missing.
A lot of acid missing, a lot of ass being passed around, a lot of dolphins, you know, like were just, it was just a really kind of a fucked up thing.
And ultimately, they lost their funding.
The project got shut down.
Just it sounded like there was a whole lot of oversight.
That's what happened.
We
on
kept
my-
giving her the acid she was requesting.
Yeah, just giving this stuff away. Who can propose a study?
I've got an idea.
Well,
It's just like in that,
funny you should ask. Pull that out.
because there wasn't very many people involved.
I like it.
I have a whiteboard, just a dolphin with torpedoes. That's it.
Warhead. We're gonna make
You've heard of
him.
a hammerhead?
Yeah, we got the warhead now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna call it, the term acid head, or dead head rather. That's kind of where that came from.
Oh.
Before the Grateful Dead, maybe around the same time actually. But
And
anyway,
this was a response to the German U-boats.
Actually, I had a
it
dolphin
was like
culture.
instead of like jeopardizing our lives, let's put these
No,
dolphins
yeah,
out.
that's, half the dolphins just became deadheads.
Yeah, they were just, now dolphins are addicted to acid.
This one wanted to like, the other ones were like, just play some tunes.
Yeah, put
In
on,
the war, we're not doing torpedoes.
they were like
People are
protesting.
dying. Yeah. They got real
Like, we
woke.
just want to work at SeaWorld, you know, we want to make people happy.
I just want to dance.
Yeah, they just wanted to like,
I'm seeing it in
attention.
color. Like, you guys won't get this for another 20 years, but I see it in color.
they were seeing
Stu, you
something.
brought up a good point though. Like, if you're at SeaWorld, the chances of you getting raped by a dolphin are pretty high.
Oh, we were discussing that earlier.
Yeah, and these maybe related.
Dolphins have figured out like
Right.
that sex for pleasure.
This is where it originated, probably.
Not until the acid. It's kind of like the monkey, like, you know, the monkeys on mushrooms theory of evolution. It's like some monkey took mushrooms and now that's how I got humans.
Well, they did give a gorilla about 2 gallons of acid one time.
Yeah.
It became really peaceful.
Joe Rogan,
Joe Rogan.
you've heard the podcast. He's
Yeah.
the gorilla.
Is he the gorilla?
Yeah.
He's really good podcast.
Look at him
He's
now.
doing this now.
Yeah, look at him now.
He was on Fear Factory or something like that.
Yeah, Food Factory.
There's a factory of fear.
Inspired by the acid, yeah.
Because the acid's terrifying. If you've ever done acid, it's like, you can't stop it.
So how do they administer, let's go back, how do they administer acid?
Funnel and the blowhole. You just
To the
dump-
gorilla.
Oh, the gorilla. So the gorilla, they hit him
That's a
with
brave motherfucker.
Oh.
Yeah,
if it
a
was
funnel
acid,
in the butthole.
Blowhole or the muddle, whatever.
You see him do it with alcohol.
Some guy walking around in
Say,
a bear suit. Who's gonna do it? This guy got a fucking medal of honor just by administering acid to the gorilla.
They trained the gorilla.
Jackson,
They brought him to
Gorilla
the
Collins.
doctor's office.
Walking around with a beer bong and his thumb over the hole. Who wants breakfast? We're about to open your eyes.
Well, the whole thing started, they put a mirror just out in the middle of the forest or wherever these gorillas were at. And the gorillas would see the mirror and see themselves and they'd fight it. They'd get really aggressive. They thought it was another male gorilla. They never realized it was themselves. So then they're like, let's give it acid and see what it does.
The mirror?
Yeah.
The gorillas came up with it.
The gorilla would see the mirror and just like
No,
go
okay.
break it.
Ape shit.
7 years bad luck instantly.
Okay.
So they said, let's trank them, inject them with like, you know, what would you say, a normal amount of acid? Like a gallon. Yeah, a gallon.
They injected a gun.
They just put it straight into his bloodstream. And then they took him back out where they had tranked him and he woke up.
So this is an IV setup.
sounds so like scientific. Like they came up with this amount. They were like, "This is the right amount."
So
You know,
like,
this
that's
is what it's gonna
That's
take.
what
Like,
people take.
like most people are
Like,
putting like little tabs of acid.
Yeah.
Like,
A drop.
they took gorilla. We're gonna eat a cow.
He's at least twice as big.
Yeah.
Well, how much should we get? How much should we have?
I mean, that's what I'm like. You should have started with a
There's a
smaller
lot
amount.
that went into this.
They were like, all of this, all we had.
And this was definitely top secret. because
Yeah, he just never really came out. You
Yeah.
can, you know, you can find it. It's all like edited
I'm
out.
thinking of a gallon in a syringe. Like, like
Big syringe.
10% of his blood is now LSD.
So he wakes up. He sees the mirror, And
This
then
is a universe.
yeah.
I mean,
We're gonna see at least 20,000 cc's.
But he's peaceful. He started
Twice the body weight. I'm thinking a gallon.
I think they started out with this like less amount. They were trying to be like,
So they did this more than once.
yes. The first time was like we had good results. Like we
You got
did
a
like
bum pad
give
the
him like
first time.
5 gallons of it. And let's see what he does. You
We're
know,
trying to give him just a tab on
he
the
didn't
top.
wake up. They tried to wake him up. He didn't wake up.
Like, is it doing anything
They
different?
said this
Yeah,
program.
we're not really sure what we're looking for. He's just fucking being a gorilla.
This program's no good.
Let's
Scratch
double the dose. 2 tabs.
and he died. And so they just scratched the program.
They come back and they find him like reading a novel, like
Yeah, he's got
smoking a pipe.
he's
Oh,
smart now.
welcome back, gentlemen.
It's actually the same gorilla they used in George of the Jungle.
They put a guy in a suit out there to walk around to try and give him some company and get something out of him, and it was too much. He overdosed. Like, this was-
A gallon would kill a gorilla.
I would think so. That
Okay,
seems like
so
an
this is,
extreme.
again, just entirely fiction.
I mean, the program's not, but the amount might be.
They never successfully administered the acid.
Look, we're not gonna guarantee you to get pounds.
We're not gonna split hairs. It was a lot, okay?
Yeah, I mean, it was a gallon, 2 gallons.
Put it on his trough.
We're not willing to put that down.
They just bathed him in it, you know?
It was his only source of water for, God knows how many miles. And we just dosed the whole pond.
Like we were talking last night about the mouse. So this is a true one. They took a mouse, they put it in water.
This one's true.
This one for sure is true. They put a mouse
He
in
just
water,
gotta shut this down.
and they said,
CIA's coming for us.
Right.
let's see how long, because they used to test on animals. You know, most of the time now they're like,
They
we
still
don't
do.
this movie was made.
Not only for like makeup and stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Which is hilarious anyway. 'Cause it's like, I know they're testing for side effects. They're like putting some lipstick on a pig, like, how she look?
It's kind of like the old
Maybe
the mermaid
Kind of
story.
like one of my exes.
Like, alright,
fuck that
I
pig.
don't know. You put a bra on and a little makeup, maybe we got
That's
some.
a good, that's a good lipstick right there.
Yeah.
This is hilarious. You should show this to Craig's cousin. He's in the CIA.
Let's see what he
I
does.
don't know if that was still.
Guys, there we should do some testing.
This reminds me of my intro course in the CIA. Dolphins, though.
Dolphins and drugs. I think that was what it was called.
I don't know, guys. Still not that high. Do some eyeshadow.
Yeah.
So, anyways, okay. So
So what story now are we
the
on?
mouse. You said-
The mouse.
Yeah, put makeup on
They
mouse.
put the makeup on the mouse, and they put the little mouse in like a little jar of water. Put like several of these mice in
Then
there.
it churned it into butter and got out.
No, and they would die after like 2 days.
Okay.
They would just be swimming the whole
So
time,
this
moving their
is
little
drowning
legs.
mice.
Yeah, they were drowning. So they said, okay, I tell you what,
Again,
before
not the
they
top brass
before they die,
working on
take them out, dry them off, give them some cheese, talk nicely to them, put them like on the blow dryer, get them like nice and
fluff.
yeah, and then put them back in, and let's see if they last longer. How long do you think the mouse lived? How long do you think he kept petting it?
Where did they get the idea for this from?
This is some
Originally?
crazy Russian.
Yeah, I feel like they stole it from Frank Abigail's father's speech at the Rotary Club.
Like we put a mouse in a jar and it died, and then we took him out and we cleaned him up and we put him back in there and he's still dead.
Yeah. Well, how long do you think he lived? I don't know. He lived a lot longer.
So another mouse that they tried before it would die, they would.
I've actually
take care
heard
of
of this
Put
experiment.
him
I just
back
wanna hear
in.
your version.
He made it like 60 days.
Yeah, the one that got rescued a couple times
Yeah,
made it a lot longer because he had hope.
exactly. Mice have hope. Like animals have something.
Not that is
That's
from the
the
previous
conclusion that I got from it too.
story. Yeah, I too thought that about the mice.
Because he was thinking they
And
would.
this took the CIA to figure out.
This took millions and millions of dollars.
Give people hope.
Yeah, this
It's something to fight for.
That, yeah, they'll live a lot longer.
It's like it's just the ones you rescued that lived though, so it's like hard to say.
Well, they would put the same, they would like clean him up and give him
The
one
one
foot
they
back in,
pulled
and
out,
he would stay swimming with his little feet going 1,000,000 miles a minute for like 60
It's
days.
crazy. We give them a little exercise and a break. They can go longer the next time.
Gave some food.
So exercising is important.
They just got way better at swimming.
Yeah.
Plenty of rest. They let them rest for about 15, 20
One of them
minutes.
was just doing a back float. It was
One just
fine.
figured out, yeah, he'll just float, he'll be fine.
They came back in 3 months, still swimming. Wow.
It's pretty interesting.
I just picture this happening in like a garage, like 3 guys squatted down over like coffee cans, like, look at it go.
Can you believe we got a grant for this?
They got millions. It cost them like 25 to do this.
We had most of this stuff here.
They went out and partied with the rest.
Yeah, but
We ran out of money months ago.
Believe it or not, we had the scientific equipment that we needed.
Yeah, we're
It was
just
crazy.
we're just in the bathroom jumping in the toilet.
And we filmed
Yeah.
We've lost a couple of them.
Yeah, we had
lost a few.
This is gonna help with the situation at Nam.
it. Yeah, we're gonna cure something with this. for
All right,
sure.
guys, we got it. We gotta give the soldiers some hope.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Or would we have been without those sociology degrees?
And the amount of money, the government's like, yeah, just fund it. I mean, nothing's less than $1 million in the government.
Yeah, so they couldn't really work acid into my situation.
Well, we wanted
They
to
did
do
give
this,
money-
but
did
they
give
were
us-
totally onto us. We actually listened.
Give us one time that I can recall reading, and it did not react well. He couldn't even stand up. They put a cat, a dog, and a mouse in a room in a cage, and they gave them all acid. Let's see if they still fight.
The cat ate the mouse.
No. On the acid, they were all fighting for their lives. They weren't fighting each other.
This is fighting the
They were
demon.
just fighting to stay
I
alive.
made some bad choices. And,
They were shaking and.
Cat at the mouth. This is a children's.
yeah, get them across the river. How do you take them? You don't take one at a time.
Oh, something. I thought
If
cat
you-
ate the mouse. The mouse
Dog.
ate the something else.
It's a
in the
carrot.
house that Jack built.
Yeah.
Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. No, it's
So these kids' rides are actually based on more
Scientific
CIA.
Yes, it's Projects.
No.
This is Project Cat
It's
Dog.
the only way
Mouse.
to leak that kind of information.
yeah, we need to get it out
The
there.
truth in plain sight, I'm telling you.
A carrot, a rabbit, and a
The
fox.
dog that ate the
Yeah,
cat
they
that
put
ate the
makeup.
mouse that ate the grain that ate
They dressed
something
them up
that
a
looked
little
out.
bit.
They swallow the fly.
Yeah, okay, yeah. You know.
If
Like
you give
give
the
a
mouse
mouse
a
a
cookie,
key,
it
yeah.
takes over something or does
He
something.
runs the CIA.
Yeah, it's secretly the organized. It's Mickey Mouse, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He secretly owns
Disney
it
was
all.
behind some stuff.
Cut that.
That got real quick.
That is not going on.
All right, guys, we're back. Lost power.
Yeah. Flip the lights. I need a switch to be able to control these lights for that. That was the mouse heard that shit. We all get shut down. Mickey Mouse, what did they just buy? He bought the Bible. He bought the rights to the Bible.
Mickey Mouse did?
Disney. Something like that. Something.
We
crazy.
all know that Mickey Mouse is in charge.
They just bought the rights to something.
He's the head.
Yeah.
Around the table.
They bought something.
Oh, here comes.
I know he bought
He's
Star
swimming
Wars.
for 60 days.
He bought maybe Lego. He bought I think it was the Bible, bro. I think he bought.
I would believe Lego before the Bible.
I
I mean, I believe the Bible. You know what I mean.
it's something like that.
Disney did not.
I believe.
Disney just bought something pretty
You know-
incredible.
It was either Lego or the Bible.
He bought the rights to the earth. He bought the rights to the world. He owns the world.
Yeah, he's got the tabernacle there. The Ark of
We're
the
gonna take
Covenant.
this time right now to give a little quick shout out to Essential Water and Dayquil.
You don't know you need them till you need them.
Once you take them,
You'll be glad you did.
yeah,
Tell you what,
Uh,
you'll be glad you had it. You don't want to be running out to the store to get Dayquil. You want to have it on hand.
yeah, during the
So
day.
don't forget to read it.
Don't take NyQuil. I've sometimes taken those NyQuil pills in the past. That is a little acid in itself.
You take
Waking up today like this was not a choice.
you take Dayquil and NyQuil at the same time, see what happens.
Yeah, you're.
Next thing you know, we got a grant from the CIA.
Yeah, you got a project.
They're doing some crazy shit down here. in Texas.
Let's turn the night into daytime. You know,
Yeah.
get millions of
Don't
dollars.
talk
figure
about
it out.
Project Nightshade.
Project Nightshade, cut. Project Pineapple, something like that. Hyper Pineapple, cut. Project Project Bluebeam, Blue Book, Blue Wave.
I don't remember.
Maybe not you the expert.
We better not start getting into too many
Yeah,
CIA
no.
top projects.
Mm-mm.
But while we're on that subject,
The night day.
Midnight Day,
Yeah.
midday, midnight.
Is this poem?
Well, that was the project. They were trying to reverse the.
Polarity there.
No, it was called the Project,
Actually, if you.
the Manhattan Project.
Oh, yeah, they definitely did some shit there.
No, Philadelphia experiment with the boat. Did y'all hear about that one? They
That's
transported.
Tom Hanks. He's a gay guy, he's got AIDS. Philadelphia.
Where he's the pilot on the airplane.
Philadelphia has AIDS? Or Tom Hanks?
Philadelphia.
Yeah, in Philadelphia, Tom Hanks.
That's where he gets it?
He got AIDS in Philadelphia.
He's got AIDS.
Yeah.
They call it the city of brotherly love.
They said they
That's
saw
what
him. They said they seen him at Epstein's Island. You know.
Just get the blacks and the gays together. AIDS.
AIDS. I heard that AIDS is actually created by the government. Cut. They gave it to the Africans. Cut.
Yeah. Brotherly love.
Actually caused by those gorillas they give acid to.
It was caused by them having sex with the gorillas on acid. The same crazy ass lady, they let her out of the fucking.
Next thing you know, we're developing an atom bomb.
She's like,
to
I
get
gotta
rid of
be
these
right
gorillas. And sure,
I was like, instead of the dolphins, I'll use gorillas to take bombs over there, you know, and blow up some of this shit like a tank or something. Just give me a bunch of acid and a bunch of money.
you know, we tried something with dolphins and torpedoes once. And
They're like, is this the same crazy
Huge
doctor?
success.
Like, yeah.
it went really well, if I remember.
She's got a degree or something. She's got several. Yeah. Put her back in there.
Yeah, I bet all that dolphin lady's credentials were called into question.
I'm pretty
You
sure.
wrote down MIT?
I think the guy just walked in and just started blasting people.
Yeah, put them out.
It was like gas the room.
Didn't ask questions.
Flush the whole project.
Fill it with gas and light it on fire.
Yeah.
And he's like, this would never makes it to the surface. And then some guy in the back was like, I recorded the whole thing. And when questioned about where did these millions of dollars go, what the hell is this about a dolphin and something? And they're like, well, we're on the witness stand. We gotta be honest.
Here's the truth.
Massive, and a dolphin's blowhole, and it didn't
This
end
is
well.
a little stranger than fiction if you sit back and relax.
I mean, they could make a movie about something like that if that's true, you know.
Eyewitness
They can call it fiction. They can be like, this is all fiction, but it really happened.
That's an episode of Twilight Zone. Sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction. So anyways, I was fucking this dolphin while I'm on acid.
They're jacking a dolphin off because he asked me to. It's like, whoa, what do you mean he asked you?
Now, I was picking up. We have some technology, we could tell. That's what he really wanted.
Yeah, that's what he was insinuating.
The scientists were taught, you know,
Top tier.
Whatever.
I mean, did we blow up anything during that whole thing?
Not with the dolphins.
we had torpedoes anyway.
Like somebody is.
We sent some stuff off.
Yeah, societal in some way, but you know, not in that degree. Like, we're not going to self-sacrifice, but if we don't want to live anymore, we'll just not come up for air.
So basically, they were getting turned off and given acid.
Forgotten about.
And then nothing would happen.
It's like a long journey.
He's like, I'm not doing this unless you give me these things.
That's it. That's
We
what it's
didn't
going to
even
take.
fulfill that. They just didn't do anything. After
Yeah,
that.
we got it right where we want them, boys. Keep it up as long as you can.
Well, the doctors.
I feel like we were kind of taking advantage of
The
it.
doctors
was
like,
smart.
Who was testing
like,
who here? Like, yeah.
oh, well, that's the thing. When the general or whoever walked in and he's like, what the hell's going on?
They kept getting,
Yeah. What the hell? There's a disco ball and everybody's on acid now. The doctors are in the pool with the dolphins.
Kill music. Who's in charge?
Yeah, they had some, you know, Led Zeppelin playing or something back then. He's like, what's going on here? Millions of
Dolphin
dollars.
circle jerk. We didn't pay for that. How's this gonna help us in the war?
He's like, this is
Hey, Germany. They were just reached Poland. He's halfway through the country.
they're not even on the water anymore. Like, why are we still fighting with these dolphins?
These dolphins are sure
The
are.
war's over. This is in like the 70s.
All these torpedoes and vests piled up over here. Not even touching them.
You better than that one.
Who's in the tank? Get those flippers off her. You're going to jail.
Is that the head doctor? What is she doing down there?
Pull the plug. This is supposed to.
Drain the tub. Let these fish go without water and dry them out a bit. She fell in love with the dolphin.
You can't fight love. Brought it into the war, actually.
I mean,
Power of love.
one of the wars, what, the Vietnam War maybe?
Yeah, sounds like
In
it.
World War II rather, they were like, you just had to go in and kind of
Hey, recently you were telling me also about some testing that was done, something with monkeys and a banana. And it would go up and,
Well, I heard this when someone else shared this story, but they put a bunch of monkeys in a room.
Okay.
They put bananas up on the ceiling, and the monkeys are like, freaking out, and they see the bananas, or they familiarize. One of them starts to go up there, like, and take it, and as soon as he does, the room starts flashing red, and they just like open up a door and start spraying them with water. All the monkeys, and they're freaking out. So then they stop, and then a couple hours later, they see the bananas. They try it again. They get the same thing, red lights. There's something about the flashing red for a monkey simulates like they're dying or they don't like that,
Okay.
And then the water
Did you
too.
see color or what?
You're seeing the water hitting them and the red, it's like blood. They're just freaking out.
I think, yeah.
So they're like, I think anybody.
Yeah.
They're like petrified. So then after a while, this happened 3 or 4 more times. One of the monkeys tried to go back up there. Well, all the other ones were like slapping him, no, don't do that. They were like holding him down. So then they would swap out a few of those monkeys and put in some other randomness. First thing they would do is try to go, and the other monkeys were like, no, they would stop them. By the end of the experiment, they had a bunch of monkeys that had not been sprayed with water or seen the red lights, and they just knew not to go for the bananas.
Yeah, I've heard this actual study as well. It was with people, but
Was it people?
yeah, and it was no bananas on the ceiling or any of that stuff.
No red lights?
Scout racist,
No.
real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Wow.
That was real.
The study I saw is people in,
I don't see color, so.
You colorblind?
it's a social experiment. They did it with real people, and it's like they're in a doctor's office waiting to be seen. And the first group of people, only one person's not in on the joke.
So this is a real study, but it actually had nothing to do with monkeys or bananas.
Well, we're getting there.
Oh, okay.
No, nothing at all to do with that.
Well, I didn't make this up. I heard this.
Dude, this was a real study, but actually, nothing you said happened.
That has nothing to do with that. It's a totally different story.
No, but it's like the power of suggestion. Like, one person's in the waiting room that's not in on it, and there's like 4 actors, and there's a beat, they all stand up and then sit back down. And after a while, this woman starts doing it. One of the people gets called back, that's an actor. Same thing. New person comes in, sees them all doing it, starts doing it. By the end of it, no more actors in the room, only people that didn't know why they were standing up.
Oh.
And
That's the same thing with the monkeys and the bananas.
yeah, it's just way easier because you're talking to humans afterwards saying, why don't you stand up?
And monkeys, I guess, yeah, what was the point?
Yeah, by the end they're like, oh, these fucking monkeys can't
I
eat.
feel like we got more out of that though than
That's
if we
where-
had given them acid and turned them off.
You're like,
So
give
we
them
just
acid.
jerking off this monkey, like,
They were like, let's just jack off a monkey on acid and see what
I
happens.
feel like
What's the harm? What's the worst thing?
They don't win the war.
it sounds like we might have saved a little bit of money in this.
Maybe it'll,
You know, not
everybody will
only,
stop fighting.
not only the technology come a long way, the nature of the experience got a lot better too. All right, guys. 2 main rules: no jacking off, no acid whatsoever.
A little bit of acid or no acid.
We can have acid though, right? Yeah, of course.
Put acid in everything. We're not talking battery acid.
No, they just took it out of
It's
Coke.
LSD. LSA.
I mean, how long were they putting cocaine in Coca-Cola?
I heard that was only in Mexico.
I mean, that's probably still the case in Mexico.
I just heard it was like when it first came out.
Well, that's why Coca-Cola,
It's called
cocaine cola.
Yeah, so probably after it at some point, maybe in the 30s or something, maybe it was.
Probably very shortly, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like a lot of stuff where they would use an actual illegal drug as a way to get off another drug. Like, oh, you've been addicted to morphine, so we're going to give you a little heroin in the cough medicine or whatever. And then like, oh, you've been just taking, I don't know. Maybe it's not the same
Something
thing with
like
coke,
that.
but yeah.
Why?
You used to be able to just get like cough syrup with heroin in
Yeah, it was just heroin.
it. Yeah, yeah.
Straight up. Now they give you
Or maybe it was cocaine. I don't remember.
Is that like logged in?
what do they give you
Do they
now?
call it
The
like
lauded
logged in or something?
the lauded.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
The lauded is to get off of.
I need some logged in. Like, I don't know, I see it in all like cowboy films. and stuff like
Lodgings?
that.
Maybe,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're like, oh, no, I've got a headache, and then I need this like drink or something,
Yeah.
and then they get like addicted to it. Like most of the women.
Yeah.
Usually.
And they're just sitting at home sipping on it.
Yeah.
Oh, like opium.
Oh, that's
Yeah. It's like, just like.
Yes,
it's
yeah,
open.
that's what basically what it is.
We were talking
It's
about cooking rice earlier, right? A lot of
Uh-huh.
Asian people like rice. A lot of Asian people like opium.
Go on.
I'm just saying.
I'm just gonna some dots here. You can figure out the
You
ass.
want
Ass in the
opium,
hand
you
jobs later.
Go to Tokyo. You go to
Yeah.
China.
It's a real epidemic.
Go to Vietnam. You want opium? They got it. You want rice? They got it.
Quit taking your if you want to eat something different.
Yeah, so we told you to break up with her a number of times. There's a way out of this
If you
situation.
don't like eating rice, quit
Well,
eating.
I mean, everybody likes rice to a degree, but I mean, come on, breakfast, lunch, dinner, my God.
You're driving her to Sam's Club and buying 50 pounds extra rice.
She was
You
like
should see the
making
writing is on the
shapes
wall.
out of the rice. She would tell me like, this is a steak, and it would
It's
look
a
like
Rice Krispie
gravy.
treat.
It's like just rice shaped like a steak.
Yeah.
With soy sauce and all the teriyaki and all that
Yeah,
shit.
she's pulling.
And she's like, you want rice on the side?
You gotta have two girlfriends. One that's Hispanic, and you get some Hispanic food.
Some yellow
One
rice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some red rice.
Mix it up.
To
a
this
little
day,
bit.
I can't eat rice. I can't eat Chef Boyardee. I can't eat cream of wheat cereal. Can't do it.
How are they all related?
When I was younger, my mother would just give me cold Chef Boyardee out of a can, just pour it on a bowl,
Just
like
cold?
a dog, you know.
Yeah.
Here you go.
I've never known she's nice. Right?
She's a great woman.
But at that time, she just hated you.
No, she just thought, you're like, well, he likes this.
Slung the
She
bowl in
likes,
the
she
room.
likes it. He likes it. And then every morning for breakfast was the same thing.
Oh,
cream
this
of
was
wheat
by
cereal.
my request.
What?
No, this was not. I thought that was the only option.
Cold?
Yeah.
Cold
Yeah,
canned food.
of course you liked it because you just like eating. I really liked
I mean,
it.
she
I mean,
wasn't like holding a
it's
gun to my
supposed
head.
I thought it was the only option, is what you just said, so
Yeah.
I didn't know if you liked it or not. It's a case of, do you like eating today?
Somebody got like
Well,
caters.
I never like fought.
This was the
But
only
as I got
option.
older and I realized I didn't have to eat
It's your
that.
favorite, the only thing you've ever had.
Yeah, she's like, you eat
It's
it all
like
the
the only
time.
thing
What do
you
you eat? And I was like, I
eat.
can't eat
So-
that shit right now. Today I can't do it.
Well, you're the
I
one who
can't
first
smell.
ever told me, and maybe I'm out of the loop about butter noodles.
Buttered
What?
noodles.
What's wrong with butter noodles?
I had never heard of them as a dish, and way old.
Dude,
You
Michael, you used to like butter noodles.
Bro, it was a cheap
Love
dish.
butter noodles.
I mean, I believe
That's
that's
one
why.
by the bowls, dude.
It was cheap, it was easy, it was quick.
Yeah.
Never
I mean,
heard
they
of
taught me
that
to
thought.
cook when I was like 5, 6 years old, talking about just dump these things,
I always
wait for the
huge,
water to
just
get hot. throw these
pasta
in.
covered in butter, but then like, yeah. Like,
It became
Crackers and saltine crackers. I grew
I
up.
didn't hear about it until high school. We go over to Shep's house, and he's like calling for mom. Hey,
Mom, buttered noodles.
make me some butter noodles.
Pizza rolls. I didn't have pizza rolls.
Well,
until
And I'm
Baby
like,
Bites
you're
and
old
shit.
enough now. You gotta be able to make.
Macaroni and cheese and
Yeah.
all that.
Dude, I was a super picky eater, like when I was a kid. And
Well, they used
so
to
I
give
would
me
eat
mayonnaise
spaghetti.
sandwiches. We couldn't
but-
even get ham.
Yeah, I didn't want like marinara sauce on there or anything.
Yeah, see, I'm still that way.
And
I don't
pizza.
like marinara on a lot of stuff.
I do now. Like my palate changed. You know, I just after I went through puberty or
Now,
something,
yeah,
I started
real-
trying a lot of new things.
You have a real marinara.
I mean, that's not crazy for a kid not to like a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
An old Italian
Yeah,
woman
that's
making marinara by hand is way different than the Chef Boyardee shit in the can.
But I mean, once I got to be like 11 or 12, I was like, you know what, I wanted to try everything.
Yeah.
And I'd at least take like one bite or something I'd try, you know, and I knew immediately whether I liked it or not. So I was eating a lot of new and different foods, you know.
Was that your logic ever on, like, say, drugs?
What?
You're like, I'm gonna try.
No,
this
actually,
one time.
no, it wasn't. I mean, really, I mean, I was in like Defiant and all of that and Mad and, honestly, even in high school, very, very few times was I ever like around like weed or pot, I think.
Marijuana, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was probably the most common.
And
You know?
I think I like smoked like maybe like I probably count on one hand how many times I probably smoked. Maybe it might have been like 3 times in high school, maybe.
That's wild because I smoked with your dad more than I
Hardly-
heard hardly any of
like
that.
2 or 3 times or something.
I never smoked weed in high school.
Really?
I mean, I started drinking when I was 15.
Yeah.
Dude, I got caught, like, I came home smelling like it one time. I'm like, and my eyes were bloodshot. And I remember, like,
Conversations brought to you by Crazy Wolf.
dousing myself in like Tommy Hilfiger cologne or something like that.
Body
And
spray.
then walking in, and my mom and dad are in there, and I'm just like
weed and cologne.
I just like was cracking up, like I just couldn't stop laughing and
Like,
stuff.
what the hell's
And
this
then they
going
got
on?
started trying to get like all upset with me for coming in and obviously high. And I was just like, I thought it was like the whole thing was comical. So they throw me in this Texas, is it Teen Leadership Academy, I think?
Texas Leadership Academy?
Or, no, I think it's Teen Leadership or something.
TLCA?
No, like Teen Leadership or something like that here in town. It was a thing, it's a program. And it was almost like around the time that they were doing like that Scared Straight stuff. So they took us to the jail and they were like trying to meet the inmates, and
Trying to correct you.
sad thing was I saw people I knew.
It's like, cool.
Scared straight, just walking in to see all your
I was
buddies.
like, hey, what are you doing in here? And it's just like,
That sounds fun.
where you been? Anyways, and they were like, hey, don't be talking to him. Don't be talking to him. Anyways, you know, so it was kind of one of those programs and stuff. And then after that, like, I just didn't do it anymore. Like, it wasn't like a big enough deal or where I enjoyed it enough or I thought it was cool enough for me to want to do it. Like, I've had ADHD all the time. So, like, smoking weed or something like that, I can play video games, I can watch a movie, but I'm not really good for much. Like, I'm not one of those guys that's like,
I'm the same,
productive. Yeah.
And I would say that's a big difference between, like you said, with food is you try it once and know if you like it.
Yeah.
I smoked weed 10 times and hated it every time. I
Yeah.
was just doing it because people around me were doing it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so
I'm not having a good time,
Yeah, I would do that all the time. I mean, but like I said, I didn't do much. I mean, I lost an entire weekend in Lubbock one time with playing. We didn't go and buy the new like Masters golf game or whatever Tiger Woods golf game. I think we probably ate one guy's pizza for every meal or something like that. Drank coffee, played that game, and smoked. Like, yeah, I was like,
yeah, you get just lost in the time.
it's like what? It's Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, there's times where, be at Tom's place up there and just like start a season of a show and smoke and order a pizza or whatever. Look up and you've been doing it for like 2.5 days. Like, like we're we supposed to do something? Like, it's sucked in.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, because you get that, like, I was never comfortable driving or anything like that. So I'm like, if I smoke, I'm stuck here until it wears off. And it never really ended until we're out of weed. Like, you smoke some more?
I remember going up there a couple of times, and I was just like, I guess, you know, like I said, I wasn't one of those people that functioned well. So if I had already been drinking, I was drunk, and I smoked, it was like blackout.
Yeah,
And I remember y'all taking me to bars and things like that out there with that. And then I was just like, I didn't even know what I was doing. I was like,
throwing on the wild.
I was like just relying on my brother to like make sure, like,
Get me home.
yeah, like don't let me act a fool. Like I'd be trying so hard, like
Keep it
just
cool.
to keep it together, you know what I mean? But I felt like I just couldn't. And then I was like, why am I dressed in this? I was like, everybody's dressed up, and I'm like in flip flop. I look like a bum. I was like, I didn't even get ready.
Yeah, I say, I just stumbled out. What am I wearing?
Yeah, that's basically what happened.
Hey, you saved my life one day and helped me hang that drywall.
What?
Remember you helped me put up that drywall at that house in Lubbock?
No.
I know there's
Yeah, I went to Lowe's because I had punched a hole in the wall. And you came up for the Super Bowl.
I don't know. It sounds familiar.
So I woke up.
I just don't remember all of it.
I was butt ass naked on a couch at a house I didn't recognize when I woke up.
Now I don't remember the story. That happened a lot. No.
Yeah, like
That happened
mud in the water. Well, turns out the night before I had punched a hole in this guy's wall. And then while he was getting on to me about it, he's like, "You're drunk, just go to bed, whatever." He was pissed me off. I turned and punched the second hole in the wall.
Do you know who this was?
Huh?
Do you know the guy at all?
I know who it is now, but I'm not gonna say it for.
Oh, of course. I forget
But,
that we're on the thing.
Anyways, me wake up drunk and he's like, "You gonna fix my wall today?" I'm like, "Yeah." So I grab a hammer and just start tearing down the whole wall. Like,
I think I know whose house that was now. I think
yeah, and I'm like, "Oh, I know how to."
These mics plugged in?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's not wired at all.
It's just
Wireless, got it.
So I'm like,
pure
oh,
aesthetic.
I've seen sheets of drywall. I know what they look like. I gotta tear down the whole wall.
How hard can this be?
Why do they call it drywall anyway? You know, because it's not wet.
Yeah, basically.
Once you put the mud and the thin set in, it's kind of wet, though.
I don't know.
Just
Not
a
sure.
weird way. Weird play on words.
But yeah, I learned later I could just cut a square around and patch the whole
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously.
We could have bought like a 2x2 or like they make very small
Patch.
like patches. Yeah.
He's getting on to it.
I'll pull out this whole 4x8 section of wall.
The whole, I'm just going to tear out this whole.
We gotta take it all out there.
Honestly, the foundation's probably ruined. You don't know how
Like a termite.
I accidentally hit the stud and the whole thing.
Yeah.
Might as well tear it down. And of course, I didn't know how to tie it into the ceiling, so I just put a thick enough coat of paint to cover it.
Right. I wasn't really good at taping bedding, so.
I think I was good at drywall.
Guy was like, "Man, thanks, you can model my house. Appreciate that."
I know, so I had to get into my room. Somebody had locked my bedroom, and I didn't have the key to it. I love it, and so I tried to just like kick the doorknob and open the door, and it took out the whole frame on the side. Like it
What?
all came with it, and I was like, "Oh,
Those dorms.
Well, yeah, and so I was like, man, we're gonna lose the whole deposit and this, that, and the other because I'm moving out like the next day. So what I did was just smush it all back together and put a coat of white paint on it, and it was enough to like hold it for a second. It was glued it a little.
Really? That worked?
Bit. I just left it. Yeah, like some
Oh my
guys
God.
like push on that door and the whole thing like.
I remember when you tackled the tree out.
Yeah.
All those,
I haven't hit in the gym lately.
all those dorms had one little tree that they had just planted, and Stu's was the only one that didn't have one.
No, the other trees were all big. We had a little.
I
That
said,
little
what,
tree,
I
yeah.
said, what happened?
I speared it one night. Like we
Oh, that's right. Oh, it was just
shit
that.
face.
Yeah, that little stump coming out.
And we got out of the car. Me and Mike had been fighting about something stupid, a story for another time, but
Yeah.
just drinking, and it was ridiculous. But we made up, and they drove us to Whataburger, the girls. And when we got back, I just stumbled out of the car, and we hated our neighbors at the time, so I was like, "Fuck their tree." I ran and hit it and broke it over, and then Mike went and got a machete and finished chopping it.
Yeah, I remember that.
And what I didn't realize till the next day, so I hurt my leg during it, and I was like bloodied up. I was like, "What the fuck?" There was a piece of rebar like this long sticking out of the ground right there.
To hold it up.
If I would have speared any lower, I would have fucking punctured myself. But anyways, we carried this whole tree through the house to our backyard.
College kid out there in the
Did you
front yard.
ever get to come to El Nido de los Guidas?
Neither did Sabritas.
Huh?
Oh yeah, you were
Was Josh over there?
there. In my parents' garage,
We turned it into like,
a little beer pong table.
I
And
mean, we had a setup, man.
sitting on a cooler playing Call of
Like I
Duty.
said, in high school, I wasn't on. I wasn't really
I was
on
over
any
at your house
sports.
several
I didn't
times,
play football,
but-
basketball. I was not on the sports team. I was on the beer drinking team.
Mm-hmm.
And it was over.
Or
in
we just
Lodge.
remember.
Yeah.
Probably the most solid, probably the most committed member. I drank for a long time.
I also remember you not showing up a lot back then. Always had other stuff to do.
Oh.
Other,
How committed were you really?
well, I eventually was committed into a rehab. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I was kind of
Yeah,
committed.
too little, too late.
And Mama didn't raise no quitter type, but
Yeah,
eventually it was like enough's enough.
that's enough.
I was in it for the long haul.
Yeah, I was committed.
I'm in it for 10.
Yeah.
You don't quit.
Yeah. Y'all got your shit together, okay?
When you grew up, you got jobs and shit.
You
I'm
know,
all about longevity.
when they fold up the ping pong tables, playing beer pong against himself.
Yeah. Oh, I missed. I better drink. Deliberately missing. Oh crap. Beer pong. We played a lot of beer pong.
Yeah, that was a main thing.
I don't play beer pong.
It was like taking off back then. Like,
Yeah.
we caught that wave basically. Because by the time I got out of college, 8 years later.
Dude, it got to where, nobody, like, we don't ever play it.
They give
Yeah,
us
like
all
flip
kinds of games.
Yeah, like it just wasn't a
Flip
thing for
cup
us
and-
anymore.
Where you throw the ball and you gotta run around the table and stuff.
But I
there was
remember-
also movies coming out about beer pong and Vegas tournaments and shit.
Yeah.
It was the game for like you went to parties to play beer pong. And not even like, you weren't like, I'm going to
you
get drunk
said that.
tonight. You were like, I'm going to win. The objective is
We had
to not have to
shirts.
drink, right? You get the other opponents like as drunk as possible.
We had
you know?
costumes.
You're like screwing them. You're like, you make all their cups. They don't even make one of you. But so it's like it was weird because you're like, I'm gonna stay sober
It's a
all
non-drinking game.
night.
Yeah, I'll take it so much ass. Like, give me some beer. Yeah, I remember
We had
like we
beers on
walk
the
in,
side.
and there'd be a bunch of people drinking, and we're like, "Whoa, we should go." Like, you know,
Yeah.
Well, you guys got cups, no tables. What are y'all doing?
Yeah.
We had to figure out later
Olympics.
that you can just drink on Tuesday in the middle of the day for no reason.
He did it ends in Y. That was good enough.
No games, nothing. Just
Yeah. Just do it.
Those were the days. We had the beer Olympics that time.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
I kind of
That
don't
was
miss
a
it.
good time. What team were you on?
I was England.
That was we're on the same team. Okay.
We were
The
Team England.
Germans, we did not do so well in the beer pong.
Who?
The Germans.
The
Oh,
Germans.
you were the Germans.
Yeah.
We didn't have
We drew names or we drew countries or something in a hat.
Who ended up winning it?
America, baby.
I don't know.
I thought it was
I
Ireland.
want some chugging.
Probably Ireland.
That was Matt. and-
Michael and Matt,
Yeah.
and I think Ireland ended up winning it. I think we did well.
I mean, if we're dropping names, I
But-
kind of remember who was on what team if we're gonna name drop. But
Well, I mean, we're not saying any last name,
I mean,
right?
we were young, whatever.
Trey was on America. My ex-wife was on America.
Oh, you're talking about the one at your house?
That was
No,
one.
I'm
of them.
talking about the one in the garage.
Steven's house.
Steven's house. Oh.
Oh yeah.
That was original. That one I don't remember at all. I remember going over there and I was Saudi Arabia for that one.
I think I was. But didn't we wear costumes? Didn't we dress up?
Mm-hmm.
I think I was American because I had the flag. I was English because I had the British flag around like a cape
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
and I had a shaved head. Mm-hmm. Remember the cigar burn? Speaking about cigars,
Oh yeah, I remember that. Was great.
remember me blowing bubbles on you?
I remember it well. Do you remember
I
that?
try not to.
Yeah, good.
What?
Learned
It was
a
like,
lesson.
don't blow bubbles on me. I was like, oh, blow more bubbles on you? Cool. We were fucked up in the middle of the day, skipping school.
I warned you several times.
He told me a couple times. I don't know what to do. I don't know
We'll
what
have
we're
our
doing.
shirts off and he's not just blowing bubbles in my direction, blowing bubble juice all over me, basically.
And but we were, I don't know
I
what
was
we
like,
were
stop.
doing though. We were all like hanging
Stop.
out. We were just
Don't.
drinking.
And if I
Wasn't
do it
it?
again, I'm gonna kick your ass.
And I had these open wounds on my arm from when we had put these cigars out. Like a bunch of us did it.
Yeah, still got the scars. So
And they were like,
Right.
one got infected. I told my teacher I'd gotten shot. She's like, oh my gosh. She's
when
like,
it came out the other arm.
Yeah, she believed it too. It was,
That's
it was
explains
grand.
your
It
condition.
was kind of a babe.
If that's who's teaching you, that explains a lot.
Well, once I roofed her house, she was like, oh, you know, you can.
Oh, that sounds very believable.
I don't feel like your teacher's watching.
Here's the keys to my Escalade. Go get donuts.
These conversations.
She remembers it. She watches.
Those are really good teachers.
I mean, I don't know how much of this shit's gonna get edited out.
She bought it for sure.
It's like, this teacher was
Oh, I would walk in and be like, let me just borrow the slab and go get coffee and shit. She's like, yeah, go to TNT. She give me the keys to her
I
Escalade.
remember running into you at TNT several times. I'm like, what are you doing? We were already at college. You're like, hey, what's up? Are you supposed to be at school? Yeah, so blue bubbles on me and chased him. He could have got away, but he tripped. And so I just ended up knees on
And
my-
it was kind of like the scene from Fight Club when the guy's getting pummeled and he's laughing. I was like laughing and I could tell he was mad.
I was just punching him in the wounds.
In the wounds, in the blood. Take this.
After fair warning. That was the same night that
And
Tom
then Shep, like,
kicked the can
like,
at Tip.
Yes, I was remembering that perfectly. I was
What?
holding a can of snuff like this and I was like flipping it.
And he was talking shit. It's like, Tom, you're not even a good kicker. Like,
Yeah, you can't punch shit. And Tom kicked this can
between
between my
fingers.
fingers, and it went straight up, and it went straight back down. Like, it went way up. I was like, where the fuck did it go? We're like looking
Didn't
for
even
it.
hit your hand.
And all of a sudden, it just comes back down. Like, straight up and right back. Almost like if I'd still had my hand there, I would have probably caught it. He's like, you say I'm a bad kicker or something.
Yeah.
Kick this.
And that
Kick shit.
was like, also, we were pulling the boxing gloves out of the lockers out there, and there was a mouse in the pink glove, and I put it all the way on and felt it in there. And I was like, what the hell? And I pull it out, and it just starts scurrying around. I grab a knife off the table, and from standing, like swing right behind the head.
Now,
right
now
behind
to
ears,
say
straight
the
down.
mouse was on acid.
And I was drunk, yeah.
Yeah.
Makeup.
That was before we threw it in the cup of.
Yeah, we jerked it out several times.
Yeah, that mouse was like,
He was living the good life.
we made sure we ended it really well for him. He was loving his last days.
What the hell?
Yeah, it was one of the best shots I ever made. Like, one swing and got him.
Got it.
Got his ass. Fuck that.
Equally as good as that, we were out.
Should have lived somewhere else.
Yeah, you
I found another boxing
living
glove.
in my boxing glove, I pull out once a year.
Lucky you didn't
You're
punch.
dead.
You exploded inside the glove.
Yeah, that was bad. We were working out spraying weeds on these locations, and they had this like well hot. It's like old, but it was just like stacked flat rocks, and so it made all these little grooves. And there was a rattlesnake like snaking its way in between all the grooves. And I picked up a rock that was part of it, skinny, flat, and probably like 6 or 7 feet away, just sidearmed it. Boom, and hit that snake in the neck and killed it. Like,
What?
The rock wedged in there, and so it's like the snake's head's on this side and the body's on that side.
Wow.
That's awesome.
It sounds fucking bullshit, but my cousin saw it, so I was like, it was so hype. Like, couldn't do it again.
They didn't have cameras
Right.
back then.
Yeah, like what are the chances?
Yeah, it was perfect.
Right.
That's the type of shit that happens when you're just fucking around when you're working.
Right.
Well, you were kind of like, too, on edge. Like, this thing can get me. I gotta
Maybe. I mean, there was no chance. I would have to get a lot closer, but.
I gotta be
It's
like,
like
your instincts.
that beer hit
kinda
the guy in the face with it.
Oh my gosh.
What a throw.
Broke the guy's nose. He was like, hey man, we're out there floating the river.
Same
Come on. I was
Yeah.
like,
Supposed to be working.
he's out there in the water, waving his knife.
Drove all the way down to New Braunfels.
Yeah, a long day. I'm gonna be out here about bad oil.
And he's like, throw me a beer. And Josh is like, okay. And, Josh kind of pitched it to him.
Dude, I thought there was
like a bullet. And this thing
it was,
spiraled.
which is funny because it was a curse.
They cracked him in the nose. And the guy, he went forward and, started drowning. And a bunch of people ran in and got him.
Nobody wanted to chunk him with me. He was way out there.
Yeah.
So screw it. Like,
Good arm, yeah.
He was like, hey man, I'm sorry. Like, no, I don't
Man,
know. I'm
and I
going
thought, like, there's no way I'm gonna get it's
get it
pitch
there.
black, and it's almost like there's people shining their flashlights on this guy, so
Yeah.
you can see him out
With the
there.
headlights on.
And so I've been drinking. I don't know how much did we drink? On the
They
drive?
killed- we killed-
We drank the entire.
I drove,
drive.
I wasn't
What's,
drinking until
what's this
junction.
trip we're all on?
No, it was for your bachelor party.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
me,
okay.
Ramey, and who else? Shelky? Yeah, Shelky.
Yeah.
Josh Shelky.
You can't. Oh, we're not saying the last names, man.
Cut. Shelky would appreciate this story.
But anyway, I think y'all showed up to the wedding and stuff. But
Yeah.
we drank what? I mean, how much? We stopped multiple times to buy beer. We started
Like in the back seat was we'll just say Gorilla Josh, because he's like a big old gorilla, that guy.
Yeah.
We'll get him on the podcast. And my cousin, I call him Ramey. That's his last name. Fuck it, we'll get him, the scientist, the stepdad. We'll get the stepdad on here. Anyways, they're in the back seat. Killed a 30-pack before we even got to stand, which is like 20 minutes away. 30-pack gone. Josh is in the front. Me and him are supposed to be
Am I
drinking
driving
30.
or?
I was driving till Junction.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'm not going to be drinking at least till Junction. And you're like, yeah, I'm going to drink this 30-pack.
Fuck yeah.
And he basically did. He basically drank the whole thing. Because
Yeah,
I was
we
like,
were
bro,
just
sip
sitting in
more.
cups. I mean, we just, whatever we had to do, because we were stopping.
Ray put his dick out the window, and I was like, yeah, just piss.
Oh,
it.
yeah.
And I started
Piss
to
it
roll it
out
up.
the
And he's like,
window.
stop.
But anyways, we're drinking all the way there. We're lit when we show up, and it's like nighttime. you know, and we gotta like make camp out here on the river, which
Yeah, we all ended up sleeping
I
in the truck.
might have been the only one that got a tent up that night or something. I'm not sure.
It was like in the shit though. It was like everybody was on the high
Dude,
ground.
it
We
was
were
so
down in, like,
muddy and it
nasty.
rained and stuff like that. But this asshole was out in the middle of the river and
He was
trying to
like
show off and asking people to throw him a beer, this or that. And I'm like, you know,
Cash. He's like,
we're
cash.
here. And I
The guy's like,
take
what?
one, dude, and I just launch it. Dude, it's like I mean, it literally is just straight bullet, like just rocks him
You
right in the
could
face.
hear it. He like cracked his face.
It's dark everywhere except for this light that's on this guy out there in the middle of the river. Can you just watch this silver can come and bust him right in the face?
I think the beer
It's not
exploded.
not cold.
Yeah, it knocked him out. He started to sink, and his friends ran in and got him.
Oh,
And
I
he
felt
wasn't
so
pissed.
bad, dude.
He wasn't
Just
mad. He
blood.
was
How
like,
bad could he be? I mean,
He was like, "Oh man,
Mission
bro,
complete, you
I'm
know?
going to the hospital."
Yeah, but it was a hell of a throw. Like even
yeah, a great throw.
I
but-
think he was very like even he was impressed when he woke up though. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, I was too like, oh, arm that good.
Yeah. We're all like, "Oh my gosh."
Simon.
Yeah, I better just go to bed now.
Have y'all seen that video of Bob where? So we're drunk at Bob Spring Break. Bob, we can't say last name.
Yeah,
but the
yeah.
artist.
Ricky
What?
Ross.
Yeah. Well, we're out there drinking, and for some reason, we get the bright idea to be like, and this is stupid for adults to do, setting beer cans on top of the feeder down there and trying to hit it with a football. And it takes us like a good amount of
Like,
time
dude,
to
perfect.
actually.
It's
hit
like
it.
a varsity blues type of thing.
Yeah, and so for like 30 minutes, we're throwing this thing, trying to hit it, because it's a good distance. Like, you don't want the deer too close to the patio, whatever. Well, finally, like, okay, we've had enough of this, and Bob's like, hey, Cole, I want to put this can on my head, beer can, and I want you to throw it the same distance from patio and knock it off my head. And I'm
Oh, a
like,
little cold.
yeah, and we're like, Bob, cover your nuts. And so he's like this, and I'm like, don't move. And he's just waiting there, and then, like, as expected, just getting a perfect shot, knocked the fucking beer off his head, and just like,
And Cole, yeah, he's not a very athletic guy.
no, but it's one of those, like, in the moment, you just don't think about it. Well, fellas, I'm sorry, I gotta go. It is.
Well, I think we did pretty good for the old test run.
Yeah, we did. That's gonna be a long edit.
Yeah.
Feel sorry for
3-hour video.
the guy that's going to be editing that.
Was that
Yeah.
keep that long?
No, it wasn't. It was like 2 hours.
Really?
I think so.
Wow, that's super easy. These guys get paid that much money to do this all fucking
just
day?
shoot shit.
I mean, we had
I
a
can
book,
make
we
up all
had to write
sorts of-
scripts.
I felt like all I did was laugh. Like I just laughed the whole fucking time with you guys. Like
Little mushroom.
I like make a comment here and there, but yeah, it's just
No,
like
that makes
cracking
it
up.
easy. Just like have something to play off.
I was just like cracking up the whole fucking time. Well, we were like cracking up, I'd laugh and then blow my nose. It's like,
Yeah.
I gotta think of stories that we haven't already told too.
We'll get there. And I mean, you could go in editing if you've already talked about it, but it'll be good to bring in like another person every once in a while. And
Yeah.
Oh, I got people lying.
And maybe like if we had working microphones.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna buy that thing Friday. Everything will plug into it. Then you just take the one little SIM card out of that camera, put it into the computer, and it's all audio, sound.
What if like chefs get podcasts that's like real big?
That'd be hilarious.
It would be awesome, right?
Yeah.
I mean, at least our friends would tune in to listen to how funny and stupid. it is.
Yeah, I mean, you could put it on YouTube and it's gonna make its way around town at least.
Yeah.
He was like, I want to be on that guy's podcast.
But we gotta be good with editing to like make sure we don't get any.
Well, I got
I mean,
a guy.
names are kind of, but any weird like bad shit, you know, like maybe we edit
Like
the story a
racist
little
shit.
bit.
You can't be saying
Oh yeah,
things
like there's some
unintentionally racist.
accidentally tell a story about somebody getting cheated on by their wife or something like that. Like,
Yikes.
oh, whoops.
That's
Oh, they were married at the time.
Yeah.
We didn't know they're actually still on.
Unsubscribe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't think about stuff like that. It's true though. Yeah.
I've been cheated on. It sucks.
Well, I mean, like you could probably, there's a lot of damage you cause with just
Spilling the beans.
Tell
Well,
them the
some of the
truth.
stories will come with other names.
So people knew what people were up to. It's a real bad thing.
We'll just call people names on like kind of what they were wearing, blue shirt or like green pants or something.
Yeah, I would just want to mix up the names, call them the wrong one or whatever.
Or just refer to everybody as Josh, because there are a lot of Joshes.
Yeah, that's an easy name.
Let's not.
It's just like
Because then
that's just a
everybody
throwaway
just assume that- Yeah, like no.
What's Josh?
no one's not gonna read into a name like that. Guy like that, like. All right, fellas, good to see y'all.
Good to
Thanks for coming.
Be back soon.
Love you, Stu.
Love you, brother.
Yeah, we'll do it again soon.
I'm gonna, I guess, turn the thing off. That's it. We're closing it out. Everybody's done. Oh, it wasn't recording. Yeah, it was.